Good morning. I love all growing things, be they plants or animals, birds, outdoor plants, indoor plants, trees, you name it. So it only stands to reason that not only will I grow things outside, but also inside. A while back, I decided to make an indoor garden. But this is pretty much the only window I have that gets direct sunlight. I have another low, narrow one over my kitchen work counter, but I can't put many plants there because the windowsill is too narrow. So here it is. At first, I had most of my plants on top of this white stand that I had bought at Christmas tree shops a long time ago. But it only holds a certain small number of plants. So I decided to try to think up another method. I ended up buying this 3-shelf metal stand from Amazon with the intention of putting it outside for plants. But the more I looked at it, the more I realized it would probably fit nicely on top of this white stand if I anchored it with something. Lo and behold, it is the exact depth of the top of that white stand. But because the legs are so near the edge, I anchored it with short bungee cords, which really don't show. My plant collection has grown over time and now includes a few of the African violets I started a few months ago. Now here's what I have so far. I try not to pack it too much because I don't want it to look too cluttered. Here is a spider plant that I started from a tiny cutting from a neighbor's plant. She had 2 plants and she was throwing them away, so I just took a few cuttings and here's the best one. And it really fits perfectly on top of that stand. Here is one of my wandering Jews. This happens to be a green and purple one. And that's a perfect spot for it up there because it receives filtered light due to the window shade being partly down. Here's a devil's ivy that I started from another neighbor's cutting. It had maybe 2 or 3 leaves on it at the start. Now it's doing quite well. Tucked in the back in that little green pot is a succulent. I got a small collection of succulents in a pot for a gift a while back, and out of the 3 in the pot, 2 survived, so I decided to transplant them. Moved them into larger pots. Here's one of my large original African violets that I started from a leaf 2 years ago. One I started from a leaf from one of the larger plants about a year ago. And the 2 more small ones that I started just a few months ago that are doing very well. Here I have a croton that I rescued from Walmart. I think I paid 99 cents for it. It was just a really sad looking little thing, maybe 3 or 4 leaves on it. And now it's doing quite well. Three of my older African violets. This one I pinched all the dead flowers off yesterday, and these are still blooming. And this is the second succulent that I rescued from that grouping. On this little side stand here, I have another succulent. And up here, I have a peperomia, which my neighbor gave me and which didn't look really good at the time, but it's doing well now. And in this dark pot, I'm starting a cutting of a rhododendron that grows on the property here. And I used rooting hormone powder to get it going, and it's doing quite well. If it survives, I'll be able to plant it outside. So that's my collection. It's the perfect window for it. And it's like a mini greenhouse in my kitchen. So there are lots of ways you can create an indoor garden, even if you don't have a lot of space, which I don't here. This is a small apartment, a long, narrow galley-type kitchen, a living room, and a bedroom. And that's it. And because the back rooms face northwest, I can't really grow any plants there because they don't get enough direct sunlight. So I hope you've enjoyed my tour of my little mini greenhouse. Have fun growing your own things, and have a wonderful day.